Hello, beautiful soul. Take a deep breath with me right now. Just breathe in slowly and let it out gently. I want you to know that wherever you are in this moment, whatever financial challenges you're facing, whatever worries are keeping you awake at night, you are not alone. I see you and I understand the weight you've been carrying. Perhaps you've been struggling to make ends meet, watching your bank account with anxiety, wondering how you'll pay the next bill or provide for your family. Maybe you've tried everything you can think of, working longer hours, cutting expenses, even asking for help, but still feel like you're swimming upstream against a current that never lets up. The stress of money troubles can feel overwhelming, can't it? It touches every part of our lives, affects our sleep, our relationships, our sense of peace. There's something I want you to understand right from the start. Your financial situation right now does not define your worth as a human being. The number in your bank account has nothing to do with how valuable, how deserving, how lovable you are. You came into this world with infinite worth, and no external circumstance can ever change that truth about you. Tonight, we're going to explore something beautiful together. We're going to talk about a simple practice that has the power to shift everything. A practice so gentle yet so profound that it can begin transforming your relationship with money while you sleep. This isn't about complicated formulas or difficult techniques. This is about working with the natural flow of the universe in the most peaceful moments of your day. The practice we'll share involves writing a specific number before you go to bed each night. This number carries a special energy, a vibration that aligns you with abundance and opens pathways for money to flow into your life. But before we get to that magical number, we need to prepare the soil of your heart and mind. We need to create space for this abundance to grow. You see, money is simply energy. It's a form of exchange, a way that good flows from one person to another. When we're in alignment with abundance, when we're open and receptive, money flows to us naturally. But when we're closed off by fear, by shame, by old beliefs that tell us we don't deserve good things, we block that natural flow. Tonight, we're going to gently remove those blocks. I want you to feel safe here with me. This is a judgment-free space where you can release any guilt or shame you've been carrying about money. There's no need to feel embarrassed about your desires for financial abundance. It's natural to want security, to want to provide for yourself and your loved ones, to want to experience the freedom that comes with financial peace of mind. As we begin this journey together, I invite you to set an intention, not a desperate plea or a demand to the universe, but a gentle, loving intention. Perhaps it's something like, I am open to receiving all the good that life has to offer me, or I allow money to flow to me easily and naturally. Feel into what feels right for your heart in this moment. The beautiful thing about the practice we're going to learn is that it works while you sleep. Your conscious mind, with all its worries and doubts, gets to rest, and your deeper wisdom takes over. Your subconscious mind, which is always listening and always working on your behalf, receives these gentle messages of abundance and begins to rearrange your inner world to match them. Now, let's take a moment to understand how our relationship with money was formed. From the time we were very small children, we absorbed messages about money like little sponges. We heard our parents talking about bills, about not having enough, about money being the root of all evil, or that rich people were somehow bad. We watched the stress on their faces when bills came in the mail. We felt the tension in the house when money was tight. These early experiences created neural pathways in our brains, automatic responses to money that we carry into adulthood. If our parents fought about money, we might have learned that money causes conflict. If there was never enough, we might have learned that scarcity is normal. If we were taught that wanting money made us greedy, we might have learned to feel guilty about our desires for abundance. But here's what I want you to understand. Those beliefs were not yours to begin with. They were handed down from people who were doing their best with what they knew. But they don't have to define your experience with money for the rest of your life. You have the power to choose new beliefs, to create new patterns, to write a completely different money story for yourself. Think about the messages you heard about money growing up. Were you told that money doesn't grow on trees? That you have to work hard for every penny? That there's not enough to go around? These beliefs might feel true because you've carried them for so long, but they're just thoughts, and thoughts can be changed. One of the most common patterns I see is the belief that somehow wanting money makes us less spiritual or less good. We've been taught that it's noble to struggle, that poverty is somehow pure. But this is a misunderstanding of how the universe works. The universe is abundant. Look at nature and you'll see abundance everywhere. There are billions of stars, countless grains of sand, endless drops of water in the ocean. Scarcity is not the natural state of things. When we feel guilty about wanting money, when we push it away because we think we shouldn't want it, we create internal conflict. Part of us wants financial security, while another part judges us for wanting it. This inner conflict creates static in our energy field, making it difficult for abundance to flow to us clearly. Many of us learned to associate money with survival fears. When money was tight in our childhood homes, our nervous systems learned to be on high alert around financial issues. Our bodies remember those feelings of stress and anxiety, and they can be triggered even when we're adults capable of taking care of ourselves. This is why money worries can feel so overwhelming. They're connected to our deepest survival instincts. The emotional weight of money troubles goes far beyond the practical concerns. It can make us feel like failures, like we're not good enough, like we're letting down the people we love. It can create shame that runs so deep we don't even want to look at our bank statements or open our bills. This shame becomes another block to abundance, another way we push away the very thing we need. But what if we could see money differently? What if we could understand that money is simply energy that wants to flow, like water seeking its natural course? When we're in a state of fear and contraction around money, we're like a closed fist trying to catch water. But when we're relaxed and open, we become like a gentle cup, able to receive what flows to us. Money, at its core, is not evil or corrupting. It's neutral energy that takes on the intention of the person using it. Money in the hands of someone with a loving heart becomes a tool for creating good in the world. It can provide for families, support causes we care about, create beautiful experiences, and help others in need. The more money flows through people who want to use it for good, the more good there is in the world. This shift in perspective, From seeing money as something to fear or feel guilty about to seeing it as energy that can be used for love is the beginning of transformation. When we release the emotional charge around money, when we stop making it mean something about our worth or our character, we create space for a new relationship to emerge. Understanding numbers and their vibration opens us to ancient wisdom that has been used for thousands of years. Every number carries its own unique frequency, its own energetic signature. When we work with numbers consciously, we're working with these vibrational patterns to create harmony in our lives. Think about how numbers show up in nature. The spiral patterns in seashells, the geometric designs in snowflakes, the mathematical precision of flower petals. There's an underlying order to the universe that expresses itself through numerical relationships. When we align ourselves with these patterns, we align ourselves with the natural flow of creation. The ancient teachers understood this. They knew that certain numbers could help attract specific types of energy into our lives. They used these numbers in their temples, in their ceremonies, in their daily practices. This wasn't superstition, it was practical wisdom about how energy works in our world. When we write a number with intention, we're doing more than just putting marks on paper. We're engaging our whole being in the process of creation. Our hand moves in specific patterns. Our mind focuses on our desire. Our heart connects with the feeling of what we want to experience. This combination of physical action, mental focus, and emotional engagement creates a powerful signal that the universe can respond to. The specific number we'll be working with tonight carries the vibration of abundance, of flow, of money coming to you easily and naturally. But the number itself is only part of the practice. The real power comes from the intention you bring to it, the openness you create in your heart, the trust you develop in the process. There's something special about working with numbers at bedtime. As your conscious mind begins to quiet down, as your body relaxes and prepares for sleep, you enter a state that's naturally more receptive to new programming. Your critical mind, with all its doubts and objections, steps aside, and your deeper wisdom becomes more accessible. In this relaxed state, the intentions you set, the numbers you write, the feelings you cultivate all sink deeper into your subconscious mind. Your subconscious doesn't argue with you or tell you why something won't work. It simply accepts what you give it and begins to work on your behalf, rearranging your inner landscape to match your new intentions. This is why bedtime rituals have been used by wise teachers throughout history. The moments before sleep are precious opportunities to plant seeds in the fertile soil of the subconscious mind. These seeds then grow while you sleep, creating new neural pathways, new ways of seeing and being that support your desires. The practice of writing your special number before bed creates a beautiful bridge between your conscious intentions and your subconscious programming. It's a gentle way to communicate with the deeper parts of yourself, to let them know what you want to experience in your life. And because you're doing this consistently, night after night, you're creating a powerful momentum toward the abundance you desire. Before we can fully embrace this new practice, we need to gently clear away the old patterns that have been blocking your financial flow. These blocks aren't your fault. They're simply old programming that you inherited or picked up along the way. Think of them like weeds in a garden. The weeds aren't bad. They're just growing in a space where you want to plant something beautiful. So we gently remove them to make room for what you really want to grow. One of the most common blocks I see is the belief that I don't deserve money. This belief often comes from childhood experiences where perhaps you were told you were too young to understand money matters. Or maybe you witnessed adults struggling and concluded that struggle was just the way life was supposed to be. Sometimes this belief comes from religious or cultural teachings that suggested that wanting money was somehow selfish or wrong. But let's look at this belief with fresh eyes. Do you deserve to have food when you're hungry? Do you deserve to have shelter when you need protection from the weather? Do you deserve to have love in your life? Of course you do. Money is simply a tool that helps us meet our needs and create good experiences. Deserving money is really about deserving to have your needs met, to feel secure, to be able to care for yourself and others. Another block that stops the flow of abundance is the fear that there's not enough. This scarcity mindset makes us hold tight to what we have, afraid to spend, afraid to invest, afraid to be generous because we believe resources are limited. When we operate from this fear, we actually create more scarcity in our experience because we're focused on lack rather than abundance. But look around you right now. Notice how many breaths of air are available to you, infinite breaths, as many as you need. Notice how many thoughts you can think, unlimited thoughts flowing through your mind. The universe operates on principles of abundance, not scarcity. There are countless opportunities, endless possibilities, infinite ways for good to come into your life. Sometimes we block money because we're afraid of what others will think if we have it. We worry that people will judge us, that we'll lose friends, that we'll become someone we don't want to be. This fear keeps us playing small, keeps us settling for less than we truly desire. But having money doesn't change who you are at your core. It simply gives you more options, more ways to express your values and create good in the world. The block of, I have to work hard for money, is another pattern that exhausts many people. While there's nothing wrong with honest work, this belief often leads to burnout and resentment. It suggests that money only comes through struggle, through sacrificing your health or happiness. But what if money could come through joy, through doing what you love, through being in alignment with your natural gifts? To begin releasing these blocks, we can use the power of forgiveness. Not forgiveness of others necessarily, though that may be part of it, but forgiveness of yourself for having believed these limiting thoughts. You can say gently to yourself, I forgive myself for believing I didn't deserve abundance. I forgive myself for being afraid of money. I forgive myself for pushing away the good that wanted to come to me. Forgiveness creates space. When we release the tight grip of old beliefs, we create room for new experiences to enter our lives. It's like opening a closed fist. Suddenly there's space for something new to be placed in your palm. This forgiveness doesn't have to be dramatic or emotional. It can be as simple as a gentle acknowledgement that you're ready to try a different way. Another powerful way to clear money blocks is through gratitude for what you already have. When we focus on what's missing, we create more of that feeling of lack. But when we appreciate what's already flowing in our lives, we open the channels for more good to come. This doesn't mean being grateful for struggling or pretending you don't want more. It means recognizing the abundance that already exists in your life. Look at the gifts you have right now. Perhaps it's your health, your family, your home, your skills, your experiences. Maybe it's the kindness of a friend, the beauty of a sunset, the comfort of your bed. As you acknowledge these gifts, you're training your mind to notice abundance rather than scarcity. You're shifting your vibrational frequency from lack to appreciation. We can also release blocks by questioning the stories we tell ourselves about money. When you notice yourself thinking, "I can't afford that," or "money is so hard to come by," pause and ask yourself, is this absolutely true? Is this the only way to see this situation? Often we'll discover that our limiting beliefs are just habits of thinking rather than absolute truths. Sometimes the gentlest way to clear a block is simply to notice it with compassion. When you catch yourself thinking a limiting thought about money, you can say, "Oh, there's that old pattern again. Thank you for trying to protect me, but I'm choosing something different now." This approach treats your old beliefs with kindness while clearly stating your intention to change. The blocks we carry around money often have roots in shame. Shame about not having enough, shame about wanting more, shame about past financial mistakes. Shame is a heavy energy that keeps us stuck in cycles of lack. But shame dissolves in the light of understanding and self-compassion. You can speak to your shame gently. "I understand why you're here. You're trying to keep me safe. But I'm safe now, and I'm ready to experience something new." As these old blocks begin to dissolve, you might notice some resistance. Part of you might feel scared to let go of familiar patterns, even if they haven't been serving you. This is natural. Your mind is designed to keep you safe, and change can feel threatening to the part of you that equates familiar with safe. Be patient with this resistance. Acknowledge it with kindness and keep moving forward gently. Creating space for abundance isn't just about removing blocks. It's also about actively cultivating receptivity. This means developing your ability to receive good things gracefully. Many people are wonderful at giving but struggle to receive. They deflect compliments, refuse help, feel guilty about accepting gifts. But receiving is just as important as giving in the flow of abundance. Practice receiving in small ways. When someone gives you a compliment, simply say, "Thank you," instead of deflecting it. When someone offers to help you, consider accepting if it feels appropriate. When you find money on the ground, pick it up with gratitude instead of leaving it there. These small acts of receiving train your energy field to be open to larger forms of abundance. You can also create space for abundance by cleaning and organizing your physical environment. Clutter in your space often reflects clutter in your energy field. When you clear out old items you no longer need, when you organize your belongings with care, when you create beauty in your environment, you're sending a message to the universe that you're ready for new and better things to come into your life. Now let's talk about the beautiful number that will become your nightly companion on this journey to abundance. The number is 528. This simple combination carries within it a powerful vibration that aligns you with the flow of money and abundance. The number 5 represents change, freedom and new opportunities. It's the energy of expansion and adventure. When you write the number 5, you're calling in fresh possibilities, new ways for money to come to you that you might not have considered before. 5 is about breaking free from old limitations and stepping into new territory. The number 2 is about balance, cooperation, and receiving. It's a gentle, receptive energy that helps you attract what you desire without forcing or struggling. 2 reminds us that abundance often comes through partnerships, through relationships, through being open to help and support from others. It's the energy of allowing rather than pushing. The number 8 is perhaps the most powerful number for money manifestation. Its shape is like the infinity symbol turned upright, suggesting endless flow and continuous circulation. 8 represents material success, financial abundance, and the ability to manifest in the physical world. It's the number of prosperity and achievement. When you combine these 3 numbers, 5-2-8, you create a frequency that calls in change, receptivity, and abundance all at once. But the power isn't just in the numbers themselves. The power is in what happens when you write them with intention, with feeling, with an open heart ready to receive. Each night before you go to sleep, you'll write these numbers on a piece of paper, not just once, but 7 times. 528, 528, 528, 7 times total. The number 7 adds another layer of power to this practice. 7 is the number of spiritual completion, of manifestation moving from the inner world to the outer world. As you write each set of numbers, feel into what they represent. Feel the energy of change that 5 brings. Feel the receptive, allowing energy of 2. Feel the abundant, prosperous energy of 8. Don't just write the numbers mechanically. Infuse them with your intention, your desire, your faith that abundance is flowing to you. The writing itself is important. There's something powerful about the physical act of putting pen to paper, about forming these shapes with your own hand. Your hand is connected to your heart through your arm, and as you write, you're literally drawing abundance into your life through the movement of your body. Write slowly and mindfully. This isn't about rushing through the numbers to get them done. This is a sacred practice, a conversation with the universe about what you want to experience. As you form each number, you can silently or softly speak to the universe. You might say, "I am open to receiving abundance," or "Money flows to me easily and naturally," or simply, "Thank you for all the good coming my way." The paper you use doesn't have to be special, though you're welcome to choose something that feels good to you. Some people like to use a beautiful journal dedicated to this practice. Others simply use whatever paper is available. What matters is the intention you bring to the writing, not the paper itself. After you've written 5-2-8 7 times, place the paper under your pillow or on your nightstand near your bed. As you settle into sleep, know that these numbers are working with your subconscious mind throughout the night, aligning your energy with abundance, opening pathways for money to flow to you in expected and unexpected ways. You might choose to add a moment of gratitude to this practice. After writing your numbers, take a breath and feel grateful for the abundance that's already on its way to you. This gratitude isn't for something you're pretending to have. It's a genuine appreciation for the good that the universe is already orchestrating on your behalf. Some people like to visualize as they write the numbers. They might see money flowing to them like a gentle stream, or envision their bank account growing, or picture themselves feeling relaxed and secure about their finances. Visualization can enhance the practice, but it's not required. The most important thing is that you feel good as you're writing, that you're in a state of openness and receptivity. The timing of this practice is crucial. You want to do this in the peaceful moments before sleep, when your mind is naturally quieting down and your body is relaxing. This is when your subconscious mind is most accessible, most willing to accept new programming. Avoid doing this practice when you're stressed or rushed. Instead, create a few minutes of calm before you begin. You might find it helpful to establish a little ritual around writing your numbers. Perhaps you light a candle, or play soft music, or take a few deep breaths first. Creating this sense of ceremony helps signal to your subconscious mind that something important is happening. It also helps you transition from the busy energy of the day into the receptive energy needed for manifestation. As you begin working with your sacred number 528, there are several ways to amplify the power of this practice and strengthen your natural magnetism for abundance. Your energy field is like a radio station, and when you're broadcasting on the frequency of abundance, you attract experiences that match that vibration. The more aligned you become with prosperity consciousness, the more money flows to you naturally. One of the most powerful ways to raise your financial vibration during the day is through the language you use when talking about money. Notice how you speak about your finances, both out loud and in your thoughts. Do you find yourself saying things like, "I can't afford it," or "money is so tight," or "I'm broke"? These phrases, even when they seem to describe your current reality, actually reinforce the very patterns you want to change. Instead, you can begin choosing words that align with abundance. When you see something you'd like to have but don't currently have the money for, instead of saying, "I can't afford it," try saying, "I choose not to purchase this right now," or "This isn't a priority for me at the moment." This subtle shift reminds you that you have choice and power in your financial decisions. You can also practice speaking about money as if it's already flowing more freely in your life. Instead of, "I never have enough money," try, "Money comes to me in wonderful ways," or "I'm grateful for the abundance that's flowing to me now." These aren't lies or pretenses. They're statements of the reality you're creating. They help train your subconscious mind to look for evidence of abundance rather than scarcity. Another powerful daily practice is to celebrate every bit of money that comes to you, no matter how small. Found a penny on the sidewalk? Say, "Thank you, universe, money comes to me easily." Received a refund check? Take a moment to feel grateful for this unexpected gift. Got paid for your work? Acknowledge that this is money flowing to you in exchange for your valuable contributions. This celebration practice helps you notice the abundance that's already flowing instead of focusing only on what you don't have. It also creates positive emotions around money, which raises your vibration and attracts more positive financial experiences. When you feel good about money, money feels good about coming to you. Throughout your day, You can also practice what I call abundance breathing. Several times during the day, take 3 deep breaths, and as you breathe in, silently say, "I breathe in abundance." As you breathe out, say, "I release all fear about money." This simple practice helps keep your energy aligned with prosperity throughout the day, not just during your nighttime ritual. Creating visual reminders of abundance can also strengthen your money magnetism. You might place a few coins or bills in visible places around your home as symbols of the money that flows to you. Some people like to keep a gratitude penny in their pocket, touching it throughout the day as a reminder that abundance is always available. Others write positive money affirmations on sticky notes and place them where they'll see them regularly. The key is to surround yourself with gentle reminders that abundance is your natural state. These don't have to be big or obvious, just small touches that help keep your mind focused on prosperity rather than lack. Every time you see one of these reminders, take a moment to feel grateful for the abundance that's coming your way. Building trust in the universe's provision is perhaps the most important aspect of amplifying your money magnetism. This trust doesn't mean being passive or waiting for money to fall from the sky. It means taking inspired action while also allowing space for the universe to surprise you with opportunities you never could have planned. Trust grows through experience. As you begin to notice small synchronicities, unexpected money coming your way, opportunities appearing, doors opening, acknowledge these as evidence that the universe is responding to your new energy. Each positive experience builds your faith and makes it easier to stay aligned with abundance, even when results aren't immediately visible. You can also strengthen your trust by looking back at your life and noticing how you've always been provided for. Yes, there may have been challenging times, but somehow you made it through. Somehow the rent got paid, food appeared on your table, solutions emerged when you needed them most. This isn't coincidence. It's evidence of a loving universe that wants to support you. Creating alignment between your thoughts and desires is an ongoing practice that deepens over time. Alignment means that your conscious desires for abundance are supported by your subconscious beliefs and your daily actions. When all parts of you are working together toward the same goal, manifestation happens much more quickly and easily. One way to check your alignment is to notice how you feel when you think about money. Do you feel excited and optimistic, or do you feel worried and stressed? Your emotions are indicators of your vibrational frequency. When you feel good about money, you're aligned with abundance. When you feel bad about money, there's some inner work to be done. If you notice negative emotions around money, don't judge yourself for having them. Instead, gently explore what beliefs might be creating those feelings. Are you worried about not having enough? Are you feeling guilty about wanting more? Are you afraid of what others might think? Once you identify the underlying belief, you can work with it gently, using the clearing techniques we discussed earlier. Now, let's talk about something that's completely natural but rarely discussed: doubt and resistance. As you begin this practice of writing 528 before bed, part of your mind might start questioning whether this could really work. You might find yourself thinking, "This seems too simple," or "If this really worked, wouldn't everyone be doing it?" These doubts are normal and actually a sign that you're doing something different from your old patterns. Doubt often appears when we're on the verge of a breakthrough. It's your old programming trying to keep you safe by maintaining familiar patterns, even if those patterns haven't been serving you. The key is not to fight the doubt, but to acknowledge it gently and keep moving forward anyway. You can say to your doubting mind, "Thank you for your concern, but I'm choosing to try something new." Sometimes doubt shows up as questions like, "What if this doesn't work for me?" Or, "What if I'm not worthy of abundance?" These questions come from the same place as your old limiting beliefs. You can address them with the same gentle compassion. What if it does work? What if I am worthy? What if the universe really does want to support me? Fear might also arise as you begin to shift your relationship with money. Fear of change, fear of success, even fear of getting your hopes up only to be disappointed. These fears are understandable. They're your heart's way of trying to protect you from potential pain. You can speak to these fears with love. "I understand you're trying to keep me safe, but staying small and scared isn't actually protecting me. It's keeping me from the good I deserve." Resistance might show up as procrastination. You might find yourself forgetting to write your numbers, or feeling too tired, or thinking you'll start tomorrow. This isn't laziness, it's resistance to change. The best way to work with resistance is to make the practice as easy as possible. Keep paper and pen right by your bed. Set a gentle reminder on your phone. Make it so simple that resistance has less power to stop you. Some people experience what I call testing from the universe. Things might seem to get worse before they get better, or old patterns might intensify just before they're ready to shift. This isn't the universe punishing you or proof that the practice isn't working. It's often a sign that old energy is being stirred up so it can be released. Stay gentle with yourself during these times and keep writing your numbers with faith. The difference between forcing and allowing is crucial to understand. Forcing energy feels desperate, anxious, attached to specific outcomes. It's the energy of, "This has to work exactly the way I think it should work, and it has to happen right now." Allowing energy feels peaceful, trusting, open to possibilities. It's the energy of, "I'm doing my part and trusting that good is coming to me in the perfect way and timing." When you write your numbers, you want to be in allowing energy. You're not trying to make something happen through sheer will. You're opening yourself to receive what's already wanting to come to you. You're aligning with natural abundance rather than trying to force it into existence. Staying consistent with your practice, even when you don't see immediate results, is where real transformation happens. The subconscious mind learns through repetition. Each night that you write 528, you're strengthening new neural pathways, creating new patterns of abundance in your energy field. This is cumulative work. Each night builds on the previous one. Sometimes people expect manifestation to work like flipping a light switch, instant and dramatic, but it's more like planting a garden. You plant seeds, water them consistently, trust the natural growing process, and eventually see the flowers bloom. Your nightly practice is like watering your seeds of abundance. The growth is happening even when you can't see it yet. Let me share some gentle stories of transformation that show how powerful these simple shifts can be. There was a woman who felt hopeless about her financial situation. She had been struggling for months to find work, her savings were gone, and she felt like she had tried everything. She began writing 528 every night, even though part of her thought it was silly. Within 2 weeks, a former colleague called her about a job opportunity she never would have known about otherwise. The work paid more than her previous job and felt perfectly aligned with her skills. Another person had been carrying shame about money his entire life. His family had taught him that wanting money was greedy, and he had sabotaged every opportunity for financial success that came his way. Through the gentle clearing work and the nightly number practice, he began to see money as energy that could be used for good. His business started growing in ways he never expected, and he found himself able to be generous with others in ways that brought him deep joy. A woman who had been living paycheck to paycheck, constantly stressed about bills, started this practice during a particularly difficult time. She didn't see dramatic changes immediately, but she noticed small shifts. She found money in old coat pockets. Unexpected rebates arrived in the mail. Friends invited her to events she couldn't have afforded on her own. These small experiences of abundance began to shift her entire relationship with money, and larger opportunities started appearing. The beautiful thing about these stories is that they're not about people who were special or lucky. They're about ordinary people who were willing to try something different, who were open to the possibility that their financial reality could change. They stayed consistent with simple practices even when their logical minds questioned whether it could really work. What these stories show us is that transformation often happens in unexpected ways. The universe is infinitely creative in how it delivers abundance to us. Sometimes it comes through new opportunities, sometimes through people who appear in our lives at just the right moment, sometimes through solutions to problems we didn't know existed. This is why it's important to stay open rather than trying to control exactly how abundance will appear. The ripple effects of changing your money beliefs extend far beyond your bank account. When you feel more secure financially, you naturally feel more relaxed in other areas of your life. Your relationships improve because you're not stressed about money. Your health improves because you're not carrying the physical tension that comes with financial worry. Your creativity flows more freely because you're not consumed with survival concerns. Children especially benefit when the adults in their lives have a healthy relationship with money. They absorb our energy around finances, and when we're peaceful about money, they learn that abundance is natural and achievable. Breaking cycles of financial fear and limitation is a gift not just to ourselves, but to future generations. Patience and self-compassion are essential companions on this journey. Some people see results within days, others within weeks or months. The timing isn't a reflection of your worth or your ability to manifest. It's simply the natural unfolding of your unique path. Trust that your good is coming in exactly the right timing for your highest benefit. Be gentle with yourself on the days when faith feels harder to find. On the days when doubt creeps in or old fears resurface, remember that this is part of the process. Growth isn't always linear. Sometimes we take steps backward before we leap forward. These challenging moments are opportunities to practice deeper self-love and renewed commitment to your abundance. Now, let's talk about creating your personal money sanctuary, the sacred space where you'll perform your nightly ritual. This doesn't need to be elaborate or expensive. It simply needs to feel peaceful and supportive to you. The energy of your space affects the energy of your practice, so taking a few moments to create beauty and order around your bedtime ritual can amplify its power. Your money sanctuary might be simply your nightstand with a special pen and small notebook dedicated to this practice. Some people like to add a small candle or a meaningful object that represents abundance to them. Others prefer complete simplicity, just paper, pen, and intention. What matters is that the space feels good to you and supports your focus during the practice. Consider the lighting in your space. Harsh, bright lights can make it harder to transition into the peaceful state that's most receptive to abundance. Soft lighting, perhaps from a small lamp or candle, creates an atmosphere more conducive to connecting with your deeper wisdom. If you prefer darkness, that's perfectly fine too. Trust what feels right for your own energy. The consistency of doing this practice in the same place each night helps train your subconscious mind to recognize that something important is happening. Your energy field begins to associate this space with abundance and manifestation. Over time, simply sitting in your designated spot can help you drop into the receptive state needed for the practice. Some people like to keep their written numbers in a special place, perhaps in a small box or envelope that they designate for this purpose. Others prefer to keep them under their pillow throughout the night, then dispose of them in the morning. There's no right or wrong way. Follow what feels most meaningful and powerful to you. The power of routine cannot be overstated. When you do this practice at approximately the same time each night, in the same place, with the same intention, you create a powerful momentum. Your subconscious mind begins to anticipate this time of connection and alignment. Your entire being starts to prepare for this daily reset toward abundance. Making the practice your own means trusting your intuition about what enhances the experience for you. Some people like to begin with a moment of gratitude. Others prefer to start with a few deep breaths. Some people write their numbers quickly. Others write them very slowly and meditatively. There's no perfect way, only the way that feels most authentic and powerful for you. The gratitude you feel before sleep is particularly potent because it's the last energy you're cultivating before your subconscious takes over for the night. When you end your day feeling grateful for abundance, even abundance that hasn't physically manifested yet, you're programming your sleeping mind to attract more experiences that match that feeling of gratitude and satisfaction. This gratitude doesn't have to be forced or fake. It can be as simple as appreciating that you're taking this positive step for yourself, that you're choosing to believe in possibilities rather than limitations. You might feel grateful for your courage in trying something new, for your willingness to change old patterns, for your faith that good things are possible for you. As we come to the close of our time together tonight, I want you to know how proud I am of you for being here, for being open to new possibilities, for choosing to believe that your financial reality can change. The very fact that you've listened this far shows that you're ready for transformation. You're ready to step out of old patterns and into a new relationship with abundance. The practice we've shared tonight, writing 5287 times before bed, is simple, but simplicity doesn't mean it lacks power. Some of the most transformative practices in the world are beautifully simple. This practice works because it aligns you with natural laws of abundance, because it speaks to your subconscious mind in a language it understands, because it opens your energy field to receive the good that's always trying to reach you. But beyond the specific technique, what we've really been talking about tonight is a fundamental shift in how you see yourself in relationship to abundance. We've been gently dismantling the old stories that told you abundance wasn't for you, that you didn't deserve good things, that money was somehow bad or corrupting. We've been planting new seeds of truth, that you are worthy, that abundance is natural, that the universe wants to support you. This shift in consciousness is the real magic. The numbers are simply a tool to help you access and strengthen this new way of being. As you continue with this practice night after night, you're not just trying to attract money. You're becoming a person who naturally aligns with abundance, who expects good things, who trusts in the universe's provision. Remember that transformation is a process, not an event. Be patient with yourself as these new patterns take root in your life. Some nights the practice will feel powerful and meaningful. Other nights it might feel routine or even silly. Do it anyway. Consistency is more important than perfection. Trust that every time you write those numbers, you're strengthening your connection to abundance. Your journey to financial freedom and abundance is beginning tonight. As you write 5-2-8 for the first time, know that you're taking a powerful step toward a completely different relationship with money. You're choosing to believe in possibilities rather than limitations. You're opening your heart to receive the good that life wants to give you. The universe is so much more abundant than we often allow ourselves to believe. There are opportunities and resources and connections and ideas all around us, waiting for us to align our energy with them. Your practice of writing these sacred numbers is like tuning into a radio station that's been broadcasting abundance all along. You're just now learning how to receive the signal clearly. Tonight, when you write 5287 times before you sleep, do it with complete faith that you are worthy of abundance. Do it knowing that money is simply energy, and energy flows where it's welcomed and appreciated. Do it trusting that the universe has countless ways to bring good into your life, ways you haven't even imagined yet. Sweet dreams, beautiful soul, may your sleep be peaceful and your dreams be filled with visions of the abundant life that's unfolding for you now. Money is coming to you. Abundance is flowing to you. All is well in your world, and it's getting better every day.